What's up, guys? What's up, guys?
Today
we're gonna be. What's up, guys?
Today we're
Unboxing
gonna
this
be
new printer. What's up, guys?
Today we got
Unboxing
the
new printer. What's up, guys?
Today we got
Unboxing
the
new
right
What's
here.
up, guys?
Today we got
Unboxing
the
new
right
What's
here.
up, bro?
Today we got
Unboxing
the
new What's up, bro?
Today we got
Gigantic. What's up, bro?
Today we got
Gigantic. The shipping. What's up, bro?
Today we got
Gigantic. The shipping. What's up, bro?
Today we got
Gigantic. The shipping. What's up, bro?
Today we got
Gigantic. The shipping. What's up, bro? 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 Gigantic. Let's see if we can't fix that. Holy smokes. Let's try that again. That was crazy. Wow. All right. Here we go. All right, so, like I was saying, and nobody could understand because we have UK's fastest 3D printer. That is the claims. This is from Construct 3D. It is their C1. I was saying how good the shipping was because I just got this the other day. I haven't opened it because I lost internet and the cable got ripped right off the telephone pole at the street. So they came out today, they fixed it. I'm back up, I'm back online. It's been a couple months since I streamed and I apologize. I've been having fun, learning new things. Let's get this thing, let's get on with this. I got a few notes about this that I want to geez. Let's see. Oh, here we go. So this is put together. Why I went with Construct 3D is, you know, it's a small company. It's a son, his mother, and what they have done is that, you know, they started building 3D printers because they had the need of a faster 3D printer. So the technology that he's put into this is something he's very proud of. And you got the owner and his mother, or a son and mother company, who they do everything from the shipping to the packing to the construction to the engineering. And if you look into it, you don't see a lot of videos on it. So I figured I'll do an unboxing, and then as I get used to it, I'll do some follow-up videos on what I think. My advice isn't that great. I don't know a whole lot. It's been 2 months. I've had this going. I have fallen in love with it. I've been doing some CAD work. You can see here I have a little cockpit. I've made some what will be lights. I was thinking of doing some lights with some of this stuff. I have done some prints that you get online. I will be doing a wall here behind me with the multi-board. I have printed up some pieces for it, and I'll deck that out. I need some more space. I need some storage. I have tools and stuff everywhere, and man, I have just been diving right in. And I'm excited to get a second a second printer. It's not as big as the XL, but it is faster, hopefully. Let's see here. There's probably some directions here I should read before I attempt to do this, but I'm not gonna do that. Let's get this thing out of the box and we'll take a look. It's made of bamboo, or at least it has some bamboo plywood on the sides. It's got a nice look to it. Let's see if I can. It's 25 kilograms. I should be able to. I don't wanna lift from anywhere that's potentially gonna affect it. But let's see. Try not to bump on the mic too much. Sorry if I did. Okay. Now, let's see. We got. It doesn't look like a whole lot of assembly here. There's this barn doors, some double doors. And I got the screen. It looks like the screen in here. Maybe I could just clip these tie wraps. This thing looks like it's wedged in there. I mean, it looks solid. It looks like it was built for this. Okay. Looks like a big screen. Let's see. Alright, so I hope you guys are having a good night. Yeah, Zeno, the packaging was solid. It came on a pallet, had a piece of plywood over it. It made it through shipping, which is one of the scariest parts. But man, look at the size of that screen. I'll put it next to I don't know if you can see the bamboo screen, but good Lord. That's the screen I'm not going to tell you about. Okay, got a little bit of mess here at my feet. Let me try to just clear a path in case of a fire. We don't know about this thing yet. I'm going to try to plug it in. Hopefully, I did order some extra bits with it. Okay, there's more packing underneath. This came out okay. Oh, here's a build plate. So the extra build plates, I was messing about with them earlier. Here we go. Here's some extra pieces. I wonder if there's a top to this. So this thing looks really nice. Let me peel some of this newness off of it. Let me get. I should probably look at some of the unpacking instructions because there is red tie wraps. Probably got to clip them off. They probably have some stuff. There's some green check marks and some X's. It probably means something. But here's the accessory pack. Power supply input voltage 110 volts. See, he's paying attention. He knows. Sending it to the US. Gives the proper thing. Oh, look. He gave me a Benchy. Well, we'll see about that. We are going to print our own Benchy. Because what do I know? This is from Orca Slicer. It's probably one of those tests that you want. I don't know how to use Orca Slicer, but it looks like we're gonna learn because this printer runs on Orca Slicer as the slicer. Prusa does Prusa Slicer, Orca Slicer. I just went with Prusa Slicer because Prusa printer, so that's what I learned on. I don't mind learning new things. It's still early in the game. I got some extra bearings, some tools, stuff that normally comes with it. I have no idea. Oh, this might be the, it's a handle or something. I don't know what this is. See, that's why I gotta look at the instructions. It's not a handle. I got some extra nozzles, Bondtech nozzles. Great brand. Extra parts and pieces. I'm guessing they're extra. I don't know. So, I do have a user manual. So, we'll give this a go. I want to get something going. You know, we got warnings and disclaimers. You know, funny warning. Let's see if I can actually show you one of these stickers. This I found. I got a chuckle out of it. Let's see if I can line it up. It's, where is it at? I don't know if you're gonna be able to. You know what? Hang tight. I'm gonna cut this thing out. It tells you that it's heavy. It's a heavy object. And if you try to lift it yourself, you're able to have explosive diarrhea. Let's, if you don't believe me, I'm about to show you. Focus. I don't know if it's going to focus on that. Explosive diarrhea. I got a chuckle out of that. I don't think I've ever seen that warning label before. Okay, let's get into the good stuff. How do I put it together? Okay, here we go. How to pick it up. Oh. Do's and don'ts. Pick up the machine from anywhere along the bottom. Did that. Not the bamboo panels. Yep, I did that, right? Anyway. Removing the middle cardboard. Well, I did that. Kind of like you said to do it, I guess. Wobble decouplers. Wobble X decouplers. I gotta visually inspect these to make sure that the bearings correctly seated inside the decoupler found in the Z-axis. I don't see anything. I don't know what I'm looking at. I see the rod, but is this supposed to be on the bottom? Visually inspect these to make sure the ball bearings are correctly seated inside the decouplers found on the Z-axis. See the photo below. They got spares, which I saw in there. There's YouTube videos. I think what I'm looking at is underneath, and they look okay. They're under the, yeah, they're good. We're good. Okay. Next, the screen. That should be pretty self-explanatory. Usually it's just plug it in, click it in, we're good to go. We'll give her some. Plug it in. There we go. Plenty of room behind the screen. But man, like, oh, I see. Okay. Screen, nice. There's gotta be some handles somewhere. I must have to. Does it just sit on there? Maybe there's something. Keep reading. I feel like I could, so just to connect cables. It just says see where it'll sit. It's on the cleat. I mean, it's there. It's even off the ground a little. So I guess gravity holds it. I didn't get like a satisfying little click or a snap or oh. Check the tightness of the V-wheels holding the carriage. Okay, you don't have a picture of this. Check the tightness of the V-wheels. And are these the V-wheels? They're wheels. Holding the carriage and seeing if the V-wheels spin freely. If they do, increase tension. Increase tension. Okay. I'm only reading like the first line and then I'm just saying okay. Then it's saying attach the kettle plug. What the heck's the kettle plug? Man, you're gonna make me go online for this. This looks like a kettle handle, like a tea kettle. After turning on the machine, remove the film and quick start guide from the screen. So one thing about this printer that I am not the biggest fan of, and I didn't realize how much of a fan I was, but this printer has a USB. I don't even have it connected to the internet at all right now. I can throw something from the slicer on my computer right to the USB, just plop it in there, and it's ready to go. I didn't have internet, so I didn't have any way of doing that, and man, did I like doing that. But I understand we're in a world where the internet is something that we rely on. All right. It didn't tell me anything about those red tie wraps or these dots. I mean, I don't know if there is a cover that they make for this. It would have to come up a little bit just to cover this, so it'd have to kind of... I bet you could 3D print something. The 3D printing community is pretty crazy. If nobody has anything, maybe I'll make something. A little plexiglass cover. You know, it won't be exactly like this, but same concept. This has the front, the sides, and that's all it needs. It's got fans, I believe. Does it have an exhaust fan? We'll get into that. Should we just plug it in? Let's plug it in. Because that's what it said. I probably skipped the steps, more important steps, but there wasn't anything jumped out at me. I put the screen on. You know, I checked the bearings. I removed the middle cardboard and I picked it up. And so yeah, here we go. I'm thinking I gotta get rid of those tie wraps on the bottom. It's on the Z-axis screw, so if that thing turns, that thing's just gonna spin. That must just be... I'll look at it a little more. I wonder if I can... Okay, there's where the Ethernet goes. Here's where the power goes. Switch on the back, nothing else. The fan, there looks like there's some ports here. Pretty simple. I mean, it's not like the XL. Man, I spent hours and hours putting that thing together. But I wanted to. So should I? I'm not gonna connect it to the internet right this minute. But I would like to not even have to. I had an option of Wi-Fi or Ethernet, and I chose Ethernet. So let's get this thing plugged in. Construct 3D. Okay, that fan came on like a rocket ship. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but she is cranked up. It doesn't say UK's quietest printer, so if she's gonna crank up like a rocket ship, then so be it. Here's a build plate. So this printer has a build volume of 256 by 260 by 180. So it's, you know, much like your standard size, you know, like the Bamboos came out with it, and that seems to be a pretty standard. This is a TPU sheet. This build plate gets up to 120 degrees Celsius, which is pretty hot. So it can print all kinds of materials. It can, from PLA to your TPUs, your TPEs, your nylons. It can do it all. PCs, polycarbonate. So, and now when I was printing with this in the beginning, I realized that the build volume wasn't something I was using a lot of the times. I just finished a print. I'll show you here in a minute what I did. But, all right, what are we doing? Construct 1. What are we doing? It said, touch to wake up. Wake up. I thought it was going to tell me how to set it up. I know I should really be focused on this, but I'm not. Alright, go to the system. Where is system? Emergency stop the control. Reset the controller to continue. Okay. I don't know I did anything. I wasn't trying to. I just said stop and it was lit up, so I didn't know if it was trying something. So we got the control. What is that? Files on card. Oh, maybe there is a card. Man, if there is, I apologize. It says no files on card. Benchy compliance print code. Okay, so this must have been the last thing he did. It's that cube in this Benchy. So he must have printed this on here. This shows you your X, Y, Z, and a tolerance test for spinning this thing in there. Which, I got it in there and now I can't get it out, but whatever. So if I print, like, I don't know, it doesn't even... I gotta go online to set this thing up, don't I? Let me see. We're gonna print this. But how do I get a spool in there? What did he print it on with? It's not telling me. Okay, we're starting to warm up, so we're gonna stop that. Because I just want to make sure we're not gonna start right off with a problem. I mean, it looks pretty ready to go. I gotta put filament in the bottom and then it feeds up. Can I raise this up? Let's say control Z. Must home XY before homing Z. Okay. I bet you if I would have just hit that one, I would have done them all. Failed to home Z access. I kind of want to get in there so I could, you know. There we go. We got movement. Happy printing, it says on okay. I don't know what the tie wraps is supposed to be doing, but I really want to just cut those off. Would that be a bad thing? I mean, it's just tie wraps. I wish I could show you what I'm talking about. Let's see. I wonder what he... Does it say what he printed with? Was it just a PLA or a PETG? Hopefully. Because I can't tell from this. I'm guessing it's PLA. Right? What's that? Where it started and stopped. Let's see, can I find... I have a PLA still from Prusa that I used a bit of for its I am gonna need more space, more organization for filament. I realize that, boy, I need more filament all the time. I need every color. It's become a new addiction. Be fiending for. So it's running some sort of a calibration. I gotta clip those tie wraps. That must have been something for shipping. They're red. So does this matter? Happy printing. Okay, so that spool. So what if I do control? Does it show me if there's filament in there? I should probably get on Orca Slicer and see. See, we got extrusion. Extrusion amount in millimeters, speed millimeters per second, extrude, retract. This is all stuff I believe you'd set up in. Let me see setup. not what I wanted. Here's one of the tie wraps. What did I do with the other one? Did I leave it in there? See, that's a red tie wrap. It wasn't even clipped. This is too nice of a machine. Although, this looks like burn marks on the safety plastic. Could have been from maybe a laser cutter or something. I don't know. I'm gonna click that card again. No? I'm ready to print something. There we go, Benchy. Print. Let's rip some of this plastic off. I don't know if it's just gonna print that or not. Kind of hoping so. It's gonna take too long and be a little too boring if I have to go to Orca Slicer and learn it to load something. Now I will do that, but I don't think I'll do it on camera. Sit there, talk to myself. I'll just be in my head. I will show you some of the other things that I've been up to since getting the printer and getting into CAD. I've been using Fusion 360 to make this setup here, which is it's a cockpit for a game that I like to play, and it's also a phone charger. So if I put my phone on there, wirelessly starts charging it. And there's two screens on either side. There is an external app on this game that allows you to operate some screens in the game using these screens here. So it's really an immersive game, and it's just trying to add to the immersion of a flight space sim. So not seeing anywhere for handles to go on this, or seeing any handles. Now I do have a couple of projects coming up actually. I have this one on the printer, and I'm actually going to be starting one. There, that looks better. I'm actually gonna be, there's no like handle. Once I close it, that my handle? Okay, that works. Hey, if it works, it works. All right, it's doing something. We'll see. We'll see if it prints a Benchy. And I printed it in the same material as I did this Benchy, which was my first Benchy off of the XL. So we'll see. I don't remember how long it took, or I don't even know what's going on with this slicer. But this printer can print it can print 320 millimeters a second, 40 millimeters cube flow rate. I don't know what that means. It sounds like it's fast. I don't know what the Prusa is compared. Now the Prusa is special in its own little way. Speaking of, let me show you what I got. I just came off the build plate here. While that thing's doing this finished up. A little staticky. This is gonna be a LED sign. I have to go and pick out all of this. I must have a tool somewhere. See, this is why I need this storage on the wall. I need to get a bit more organized. Now, with this printer, I was able to print this in PETG. This is PLA, and I'm able to just pull it out. They will not stick to each other, so it makes it super easy. And now I have this deep trough that I can put the LED strips that thing's taken off here. Is it printing? Does it know it's got filament? Does it have filament? Am I seeing filament? It's not feeding filament. Hold on a minute. Hang on a minute, you're not even extruding anything. Okay, starting to pull it in now, but that's not fair. Stop. Close. Stop. Sorry about that. I did not give that a fair shake. Hey, what do you... There you go. Do your thing. When you're done, try again. Did I just do that? I didn't have it pushed in all the way. It didn't have a sensor. I got to get used to the printer. I'm not sure. You know, I've only used to, I wouldn't even say I'm used to. 2 months ago is when I turned on my first 3D printer. So, back to this. This is going to be an LED sign that I did have the LED stuff. I don't know what I did with it. It's mostly right here. It is. Here it is. Stop looking. I found it. So they have this LED neon and power supply. I believe this is the power supply for it. Yes. And I got so I'm going to be doing soldering as well as, well, the design itself, but there is some soldering that is involved in this, and I haven't, as an electrician, I haven't done a lot of soldering. I know. You don't do that in the trades. So this should, if I did my homework right, I should be able to tuck this down into this. I should be able to tuck this. Yeah, I'll be able to get it in there. It's gonna be fairly tight, and then I gotta cut it, solder it, make it all work so it all comes up. So everything you see that's black. Oh, did you see that? Look at that. That's PETG and PLA. That's what it does for you. You could just give it a good smack and the letters come right out. Look, they're just falling out. Neat. And I do have holes. I haven't tested any of this. You obviously just saw me pull it off of the build plate, so I'm not sure if my design works. A lot of times, like, I just threw away all the extra mess ups I made with this cockpit design here. I had a lot of trial, error, printed out, a lot of learning to be done, and I love it. I love the learning part of it. It's very interesting to me, and I've come up with designs for. There's my smoke detector. That's not good. Let me turn that off. I don't know. I don't think it's this one, actually. Yeah, they all go off. Huh. I don't see smoke in here. Is it coincidence? Is that coincidence? Do you see one with a red light on it?
The one in the bedroom had red light. So
Up there has a red light?
it was a red light, yeah.
Huh. So that might have been the one that went off. It wasn't this one in here, so. No, it would chirp if it needed a battery. That's just coincidence that I turned this 3D printer on, and that is, but it's not smoky in here. I don't smell anything. I had to hit the stop button because I freaked out a minute. But I don't see any smoke or smell any smoke or anything.
Is that light green?
Yeah, these ones are green.
The bedroom is red. So why would the light be red in the bedroom?
Maybe push the button. Did it go? That's a strange turn of events there. What?
The basement, okay. We have a fire thingy in the basement too.
Yeah, that's the one that triggered. It had the red light. I can go look in the basement. I'm live right now. We're just trying to be safe here. So, interesting. It's not the printer. Touch to wake it up. Can I continue, or what did I do? Okay, we're gonna stop this again and give it another try. I gotta scrape the bed again. Quick home. hopefully that gives me enough room here. That was some crazy stuff here. Do I see? So it says active Celsius 160. It says fan 0%, which doesn't make any sense. Oh, that might be the fan on there. Cause I'm like, I hear a fan. Yeah, that's the power fan. So that's the cooling fan. I have a smoke detector right here in this room. That's what made me I thought maybe some oils or something might be burning off, but I'm sure the last thing he did was print these off on this. I see it on here. These are probably going to print both the same. So we're gonna find out. It's only a matter of time. It's saying an hour, but I don't know. 54 minutes, is that total? I don't know. We're gonna do a little bit. So one thing I have planned for this to keep it busy is to start printing some of the stuff for the multi-board. The honeycomb, it's not honeycomb, it's actually octagons, not hexagons, but there's a bunch of different parts and pieces for this. You need to be quite a rocket science. Maybe over-engineered? Yeah, it's definitely over-engineered. It's like if you took a wheel and you made it into 80,000 pieces. That's what this is. You can like purchase a license to be able to sell this stuff because it's handy or whatever, but I don't know. I don't know. I purchased something, but now I'm thinking, you know, I'm not gonna buy a license. It's not something I would sell. Another fun thing I found was the Dummy 13. I saw an interview he was doing, and he wanted to be the first person on printables with 1 million downloads. So I gave him a download, and I thought, oh, that's, you know, a nice thing to do. Then I printed one. And I'll tell you what, I became a kid again. I became a kid again with my G.I. Joes, and I kept printing them. You can see I got some right here. I got a whole bag of them. I was giving them away at work, and yeah, people just love them. And what a great design! Like, once he started to look into breaking down what he did with that design, and just hats off to him. Hats off to him. But that's another one. You could buy a license to sell those. You could sell certain amounts of them. I don't, that's not me, you know what I mean? I'm not the one going on Etsy trying to sell other people's designs. I enjoy coming up with my own designs and trying to, I haven't sold anything. I'm just playing right now, and I'm just enjoying it. I'm enjoying the learning process. There it is. Well, there's the, that's the start of a sign. That's a lot of soldering that I'm gonna have to do. I should be pretty decent with it after. Now, one thing I've noticed, my holes are really tight to be able to get all this insulation. It's all gonna be low voltage, so it's all I need is for the, like, I got the wires coming up. I don't need the insulation necessarily to come up through. I could take a little drill bit. I'm really close, but this insulation does need to stick down in here, and that's a really good sign that I got that. I got that sized really nice. Another thing I was trying to do with this is going to be to get this connector that came on this. I'm gonna use that right here. See if I can't press that up in there to clip into the bottom of the sign. Oh, they aligned a seam right there. If that's okay. Seems to be going in pretty good. I don't know if I want to send it all the way home right now, but that's gonna be it. So then I'll just plug my sign in and boom, that should be fun. That's gonna be a fun learning experience. I'm gonna be a lot better at soldering small wires with electronic boards when I'm done with that. So there it is. There's my degree in soldering. Better than college, I suppose. How are we doing here? This thing's going crazy. Okay. Okay, can I give you a shot of that? Not really, because you're way up there. I'd have to get you, I just put you way up there. I'll get some better shots of all this. Once I, you know, I gotta sit down with it. I gotta get into that Prusa slicer, and I'm gonna get it working on some stuff. I'm gonna get it working for me. So, I'm excited about that. Let's see what it does with this. Time left. This is 49 minutes, but it's not just doing the benchy. I know that there's like people will do benchies at certain speeds, and you know, depending on your quality and your speed, that's what people talk about. But I don't know anything about that. I don't know enough about it. I'm learning about it. I've learned that when you design stuff on CAD, you need to really focus on how it's gonna print. I've made the mistake over and over again with, you know, adding these extra supports. Did this need these supports? Probably not. Is there a way I could print this without this? Most likely. Do I know how? Not really. I just know how to turn it off. And then it makes it look like, you know, the printer's gonna try to print this little tiny gap if you were to go this way, but it wants to print it the long way. So I just threw the supports in there because it was the easy thing to do. You know? Plastic's cheap. Just toss that leftover scrap in the ocean and call it a day. Now, I've got this thing jammed in there probably pretty good. That's fine. Let's get this off the table. And I could talk a little bit about another project that I got coming up that I saw on another YouTube. They were talking about a certain printer company that has a few incidences of fire. You know, go figure, with the smoke detector going off when I got this thing started up. Was it a coincidence? I think so. I don't think it had anything to do with this. There's no smoke in my room. There's no smell coming off the printer. I'd be the first person here, and my smoke alarm that's right there would be our first indication. I think we just had a crazy fluke go on in the other room. But while I'm on this subject, maybe I should go take a quick run around the house and just make sure everybody's okay. We reset the smoke alarms. Everything should be back to normal. And it has something to do, smoke alarms have something to do with another project that I am currently trying to put together with the smoke alarms for printers. It'll be separate from your house alarm. You could tie it into the house alarm without any problems at all, so that if an alarm goes off, they all go off. I mean, no problem at all. I say you will need an electrician to connect to that. I am an electrician, and the project that I have is going to be a smoke detector that you can mount. I don't have any mounting solution yet. I want to make sure it's feasible. A smoke detector that you can mount on, you know, your bank, and what it will do is if this goes off, you'll not only get the chirping and the loud buzzing beeping, but it's also going to cut the power to the 3D printers. So if there is an electrical fire, you know, these things are going to they happen. Not right now, hopefully, but they happen. So one of these to cut the power would be a safety feature. I have everything I need to be able to wire it up. My wiring will be completely safe, completely code, UL listed. The only thing that would be questionable is the mounting of this box, because I don't know. Currently, I'm just gonna put it in a weatherproof outdoor box. Has a couple of feet that hang off of it that I can mount something to later on. And I'm gonna have a whip that comes off of this that will go to the control box. So this goes off, it's gonna set off relays, it's gonna latch a relay as well. So like we just saw, you could turn this alarm off and that stops it, but I don't want the power to come back on. So I'm gonna be latching a relay to where you have to press a reset button in order to restore power. You have to physically do it. You can't, it's not just gonna come back on if the alarm happens to go. Now, with that being said, you're gonna lose your print, whatever print that might be, but if there is a fire, then then we're gonna kill the power. It's better to be safe and have to reprint something than. Okay, let me take a quick walk, and we will be right back. I'm just gonna check to make sure there's. Okay. Well, no fires. That's good. So, this thing, man, it's still saying 39 minutes? What's going on? I guess because it's doing that cube. So this is, I guess, just test your X, your Y, and your Z. I'm not sure. And it does a bit of a tolerance test as well. Which, if you jam that sucker in there, Getting it out. I mean, we got it. We got it. I don't know what to expect. This thing is, it's cruising along. I'll have to, I mean, side by side with the XL is not going to be fair to the XL. The XL is not known for its speed. It's known for it's got a good build size, and it's got five print heads. That's 5 materials, 5 different materials, 5 different colors without all the wasted purge. And so I wanted something that I wasn't going to have as many limits to, and that was that. This here, I want to support the small business, you know. I know it's in the UK, I'm in the US, and that's okay. I did have to pay some tariffs on it, 10%. This printer is not the cheapest. I could have gotten multiple Chinese printers for the cost of this, but the build quality on this, the pride that's taken in putting this together, it is, it should be appreciated, and I know how that is. So let's see. We're gonna give it hell. We're gonna put it to the test. I don't think there's a whole lot of people with this printer. There's not a whole lot of videos, and I'd like to do some videos. He has another size of this. So this is the smallest one. This was their first one. They came out with the C1. They have a C1 XL, which is the build volumes, you know, a lot bigger, probably closer to this, maybe even bigger. And he's got a new one coming in the future, the C2. The price on them is pretty high, and so there's other options. The tariffs are what's really gonna kind of, it stung a little. It was my first bill that was basically, this is what you owe in tariffs because you spent something outside of our country. You can't buy this in America. You know, you can't buy this. You can buy, there is American brands, and maybe I should consider, maybe the next one, which would probably have been about the same price. Maybe the next one's gonna have to be a side-by-side, you know, a race or some sort of skills. This came from the EU, from Prague, from Prusa. This is Construct 3D from the UK, the fastest printer. Now, I don't know how many printers it might be the only printer in the UK. I don't really know. But it seems to be going pretty quick, and it seems to be doing a good job. I can't really complain. They're using, you know, Bondtech nozzles and stuff. It's I'm looking forward to putting this thing to the test, but I want to learn a little bit more about it. I'm going to print out a few things. Like I said, I'm going to print out some stuff for the storage wall so I can have more organization. I realized I needed more than I thought I ever did. So we're gonna build a lot of that stuff, and a lot of it's small parts and pieces. Like this is a drawer, for instance, that goes onto some sides. They make it small for, you know, with in mind that 256 build volume, I think, is the most common that people are gonna have. I hated printing this stuff on the Prusa XL. I just, keep in mind, I'm very new, and maybe it was me. but I couldn't dial in the settings to just have it go and come out flawless. These things, I don't know how many I printed to throw away. I have a dozen of these, and they're 12 inches by 12 inches, or the 12 by 12s, whatever size they're going for. They go by the slots. So it was, you can go a little bigger. I think you might be able to get 13, 14, 15. I don't know how many you can get on the build plate here. Maybe you do a 14 by 14. Probably a 14 by 14, but I wanted to do 12 by 12. It was roughly 12 inches by 12 inches. I went with the borderless. Like, there's all different kinds of design. Like I said, there's 50,000 pieces to this one wheel. Could I come up with something better? Maybe. But this guy, he seems, it's his passion to do this. Like, he got started, he had a problem, and he started solving it, and it evolved. And you know, that's great on him. That's great on this. And they evolved to where I don't even know if this is logical anymore. He did make it, simplified it by doing this grid. And you can have these pieces that snap in to make this or to make other things. So I think they might be going away with it. This is stronger than this is going to be, but this is going to be more convenient. Neither one of these really screams, oh, that's cool to me, or, you know, that looks nice. And you see a lot of those other ones where they got them put together. You see all the connections and all the corners, and they're all kind of spread out nonchalantly. Just, I needed something, so I printed it. I thought it was cool at one point, started printing it, and then I started realizing that when I want to build a shelf or a bracket or something, I need an instruction manual, watch tutorials or something like that. And well, you've seen how I did with these instructions. I've about got a benchy. I've about got it. Now I'm curious if I need to get a cover, if there is sort of a cover or something here. I never did open the build plate or extra build plate, or to see if this is filament dryer that I've been running. Now that I got two printers going, I'm gonna have to bring some more, have more caution as to what I'm doing. So these are just extra build plate that I ordered separately. It wasn't like it came with it. I ordered extra build plates, extra nozzles. I believe that's a 0.4 nozzle, but so this build plate, boy, does that look, that is a nice smooth build plate. It almost looks like it has a, oh. So there's a magnet. Huh. That magnet might be this piece that's on the bottom of this machine. So once I get my hands on this for a little while, and I start tinkering around with it and really coming up with an opinion, I'll let you know what I find. I'll give you an honest feedback, a review of sorts. But for now, it's printing. It's here, it's in my possession. I will be doing more with it when I have time. So we'll wait for this benchy to come off. And are we gonna print anything with the XL? I was excited to get my sign out. I'm excited to start working on that sign. This sucker is gonna be cool. It's gonna be a lot of work from here, but I'm currently just building stuff, not selling anything. I'm gonna take this year in learning. I've learned a bunch. I've done some hue forges. What a cool piece of software that HueForge is. If you haven't seen it, you need to check it out. You can print some cool paintings, portraits, stuff like that, and you print them. The XL is a great resource for that. So I'm excited about that, to get into a little bit more of that. Get into some of these LED neon signs. I'm going to be building this smoke alarm setup, power cutter. I don't know what to call it, but what it's going to do, it's just going to be an alarm to kill power in case of this alarm. If one of these machines, so people who have print farms could set them up per circuit, and even tie them into your house. It's literally the same smoke detector as you have in your house. Maybe not the same brand, but typically the interconnect that connects this to that house, like you heard, one goes off, they all go off, everybody in the house knows. You could set it up. If you have an office area, or say you have you can get stuff. If you have a bigger 3D print farm, you're gonna need multiple circuits, so you're gonna have something to trip the power. It's a good idea. I don't think anybody would argue that that's not a good idea. It's hard to let these things just run, and then, you leave, you go upstairs, go to bed, you leave this thing running. I've done it. I do it because I have a smoke detector that would allow me to know, everybody in the house is gonna know if one of the smoke alarms trips. I still don't know what this thing is. But it's 3D printed. It looks cool. Maybe this is my door handle. I don't know, man. We just I gotta go through. I gotta look at some of these instructions, but we're gonna let this benchy play out. And then, oh, here we go. Oh, this is PTFE tube. It's probably, yeah, that makes sense. So this mounts inside for that tube, so the way it comes around the spool. I got it just set up so it's coming in the right way, but yeah, this holds that tube. That's what it is. So when you feed in the filament guide. Okay. I'm seeing now. Finalization, safety. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go on. I'm gonna go on that. Print the dummy 13 and they can race. I don't know. I don't think it's fair to race this versus this. But I'm looking forward to, you know, one thing I did realize when I started printing with the XL is that a lot of the times I don't need that big of a print volume. So the smaller print volume should be ideal. A lot of times what I'm doing is I'm printing something and I'm testing it to see if it works. This isn't a good example because I just printed this whole thing and hoped it was gonna work. I did very little testing to see if the wires were gonna fit through these holes or if they were gonna sit in this nice. But I got fairly lucky because the channels that I have on the back side of this are perfect size. The wire actually pushes in, not hard, but it holds in there. It doesn't fall out. If I smacked it, it may come out. But I can run this wire, and I got it so it could be double thick because I'm going to be soldering onto this main trunk. And eventually it's just going to come out. And I'll have to let you know how that goes. If you want me to, I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of tutorials online, but if something you might be interested in, let me know. I'll do this one so I can make all my mistakes and say all kinds of cuss words while I'm doing it, and see if I'll even do another one again. Maybe it'll be that bad. And if it is that bad, then I'll learn from it. And I don't mind learning from mistakes. I excel at learning from mistakes. I don't know, I just love to make mistakes, I guess. I don't know what to say. I'm really good at them. How are we doing here? Why does this say 21 minutes still? Looks like we're coming down on it. It looks like it's coming out really good. I'll tell you, putting together this XL, the enclosure, this was not my favorite thing to do. Putting the printer together, I like that. That was good. The enclosure, it took a while. It took a while. I feel like the enclosure took about as long as the printer took to put together. You have to get into the back, do a bunch of wiring, unwiring, rewiring with all the extruders and everything. Is it worth it? I don't know. All I've been printing with this was, I did some PLA, but now I'm mostly doing PETG, and I've just started getting a collection. I made some racks and I started collecting. I did buy some, I got some ASA here. I got some TPU, and I am gonna be playing with them a little bit. With this I can print PC and, you know, some of the polycarbonate, some of the better, a little more engineering filaments, more expensive. That's the problem. I've just been printing too much to want to pay decent money for some of these higher materials. I've had no need for them. I just want to print them now, just to print them, just to see how it prints, how it's gonna play out. But I don't have the need to print any of these. I just want to see how they print them. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. That ASA is supposed to be better for outdoor UV, and you know, I'm not printing anything outside, but I will. So what will I print? Maybe I'll print a birdhouse. Maybe I'll design and build a birdhouse, toss it outside, see how it does. I don't have a product that I'm like sold on yet that I think could be, you know, potentially something worth making money. Ultimately, that would be a good goal. Currently, I'm just trying to solve my own problems, my own likes. I did the cockpit as something fun. I usually play a game. I have some of these joysticks for flight simulation. I would like to build something that made those things fold down out of the way, like automatically, like push a button, have them, they'd pop out, you push a button and they'd fold in. It can be done, and I could do it. I don't exactly know. I can put some time into it, and I will one day. That'll be a project that I'm gonna do, but I'm not gonna do that right now. Currently, I have this set up here. That's gonna be there. I may put some crowns on top to do some different trims or a different design for these. That's not my product that's gonna get me out of doing my 9 to 5. That's my 5 to 9 is playing with that. So currently I'm learning these. This is my college degree, so to speak, and I just throw all the waste away as I learn, you know, and that's how I learn. Now currently, if in the PETG world, I'm able to find on Sunlu, they have $10 spools of PETG, and I've been using a lot of it for some of these designs I've been crafting up in my head. I have a load of different designs I could go through, from bins and organization that I did on my push cart at work, some little, I guess like a shelf mount for drill bits and stuff at work that I have on the inside of my cart, you know, I did a little louver for my air conditioner in my bedroom to blow some of the air conditioner out of the room. Just anything I can try to solve with 3D printing. This I made for a light. I'm gonna put a light source in there, and you know, getting the fitment has been something that I really enjoyed, and doing a design with a logo in the bottom. It's been a lot of fun. The Dummy 13s, I didn't realize how much I was gonna enjoy printing those, because you print them in different shapes and sizes, and then you hide them around work, and you're flipping off your workmates, you know, with this little tiny robot dummy that's just, you know, flipping the bird, hanging from somewhere. They're just kind of spread apart. It's fun, you know. You could print something for an old lady at work, a little elephant, and make somebody's day. Just to quickly print something you can get off the internet. Like, there's so much that's out there. So many talented people that have put designs out there, and I respect that. But I'm really trying to dig deep inside myself. I feel a lot more accomplished when I come up with a design and then it becomes a reality. I've just found that to be amazing, that I could take something that's in my head, scratch it down on a computer, and print it out on one of these beautiful machines. And I mean, the look of this one here with the bamboo sides, like, this is class. This is classy. Once I get in there and I get some dust on it, smash some mugs around inside there, we'll see. I guess this door is like elegant. Oh, this handle is just, wait a minute, is this just stuck on there? Oh, okay, so that's just a sticker or something on there. It kind of, I may need to put some a better adhesive, something to stick to that glass a little bit more. I wonder if there was one here. You know what? It almost looks like there's a piece that was stuck to the side. I see the glue marks now. That makes sense. I have got to go through that packaging and just make sure that this handle, is that 3D printed? This handle, it looks like there was one there that I do not see. You see it? I gotta make sure I find that. I'm guessing that was. I'm gonna have to look at a picture, but I would assume there's two of these. There's a right and a left. And that one must have fallen off in shipping, or I'll have to check that plastic. Maybe it's stuck in there. I just crumpled it up and tossed it. Well, not a big deal, I suppose. I can come up with a solution for that if I can't find it. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I'll try to hunt it down. I won't toss all this stuff until I find it, but I guess I could go on the website and just see. It's got to have another one on there, right? You wouldn't just have it on one door and then open the other door like this. Especially if it's just sticking it on there. And I just had this one go. It's the small things. It's the little things. For the world's fastest printer, it sure has taken a long time to print this. I'm kidding. We're printing more than just a Benchy. We're printing the Benchy in this. Is this a calibration cube? Is that what this is called? Could be. So this is, so Orca Slicer, they do have a bunch of these, from what I'm to understand, presets with some calibration stuff. Like people have come up with designs to test overhang, stringing, calibration cube, you know. And then obviously the Benchy, that's been the OG in the community. It tests a lot of things. I don't know, but they say you gotta first print a Benchy. That's what you gotta do. It's part of the deal. So that's what I'm gonna do. Well, that's what I did. What's gonna be next? I don't know yet. I haven't put that much thought. It'll probably be some of those multi-board pieces because I really want to get this wall set up. I'm gonna have to go through tutorials and get an education, a degree, you know, take a course on how to stick this thing to the wall. So it is what it is. Could I design my own? Yeah, I probably could. I'd probably go very simple with it. I like things to be as simple as possible. I know you can get really complicated in how to hang a set of Allen wrenches or some cutters or drawers, and you can get super complex or you can keep it really simple. I mean, I'm more prone to trying to keep things simple just because in the end you're gonna be happy you did. I've been using that a lot with the CAD designs that I'm doing now. I've learned that, I mean, I don't know necessarily the simplest way of doing CAD. I do a lot of stupid stuff and I know there's easier ways, but I just keep doing it. There, huh? I found it. I found it. Here it is. This has a magnet in it, but it's got a double-sided adhesive that is shit, okay? Your sticker sucks. The magnet what's the magnet for? Does this open up and like that really looks like a magnet, right? Yeah, it's definitely a magnet. Okay. This is probably supposed to come up more. That's what's going on. Okay, this thing's supposed to stick here. Probably line up with the top like that. And the magnet, yes. The magnet sits against this metal. It's magnetic. So, so this is a plexi. It looks like they just threaded the hinge into the plexi. Maybe they got an adhesive in there. It does come all the way through. Why wouldn't they do the same for the door hinge handle thing? Because of the look of it? Could have done it from the inside with a, I don't know. Maybe that gives you something to do. Gives me something to do. Figure it out. Let's do something better for these handles. But that already looks better. I found it. It fell off. And it's probably gonna fall off again. That's okay. That's okay. We'll put a Gorilla double-sided tape I found works really good, but it's pretty thick. That wants to be fairly thin. So maybe there's another design that I can do. And I feel like this is definitely all laser cut. I'm assuming he's got his own laser cutter because I remember the chart I saw looked burned on the outside skin. So that's probably what happened there. But we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna keep this thing clean. Keep some fingerprints off it. I'm guessing I could take these stickers off. I guess once I find out why they're there, it's probably for the lifting. Like they didn't want you to lift underneath here, or. But it says here you can. I don't know what that means. I guess. I don't think you want to lift from the top anyway, right? There's X's and checks. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look through the instructions to find out what's going on. We got a nice big touch screen. That's pretty nice. Once I learn the ins and outs of it, I don't expect it to be exactly like what the one that I mess with. Of course it's not. I didn't buy another Prusa. Would I buy another Prusa? Yeah, I would. I've really grown to love that. Now I did have problems with that in the beginning. First things first, right out the gate, I was having some false alarms going off. So simple fix, just turn off all the safeties and she runs fine now. But I did turn off all the safeties. There was a fan safety saying that the fan wasn't on when it was. You jam your finger in there and it's on. And another one was, it said the nozzles were clogged. Come to find out, they weren't clogged. They would just stop the print and I could bring it over and purge it. And all this stuff was happening. It would be frustrating, and maybe that's why I'm frustrated with the multi-board. but that I take a lot of that blame on me being new, but it's something I'm gonna set up one time, and then maybe every once in a while, if something cool comes out or something that I need, you know, I could buy some parts that would fit in there, or I can use some of the CAD designs that fit into there to make my own parts. But like I say, it's more complicated. Maybe one day I'll come up with my own design, or you know, my own certain wall, but I feel like it would be more like what's already out there available. I'm not talking about these like one-off, you need to print. That's the fun part about it, is that wall is for somebody who has 3D printers, who's into 3D printing, because then you print them. For that to sell like in a bag or a kit to somebody who doesn't have a 3D printer, I don't think that's feasible. They're not gonna know what they have, or what they could have, or what they need, or how they can tweak it to be just what they need. So that's kind of there. I mean, it is what it is. As I get into it, maybe I'm gonna learn to love it. Like, I'm gonna give it an honest effort to see if I'm gonna love it, and I'm gonna use it. I'm forcing myself to use it, because now I have 12 of those things. They take forever to print on that Prusa. Maybe something smaller on here would be okay, but I don't know. I'm not looking forward to figuring that out and putting it together. It doesn't sound fun to me. I don't think I'm really interested in it, but I need something. And I don't want to design something myself, because that would take a lot longer. I suffered through it, and I printed some of those, and then I realized how many more I had to print just to get that. Now there's different ways of sticking it to the wall. Which way am I gonna go with? I don't even know. I don't even know. Like, there's really too many options, you know? It's not simple, so to speak, at all. So anyway, this print is 44 seconds away, according to the big screen here. I wonder, is there a protective film on this screen? Is there a protective? I think there is. We might as well rip it off. Oh yeah. Now you're subject to physical damage. Most likely you're gonna be scratched all the hell by the time I'm done with them. I'm gonna try to keep it in nice shape. I promise. I feel like it's like a two-piece case. It didn't quite snap together perfectly, but I don't know. I mean, this thing looks cool. I mean, it's looking like it printed really good. We're just topping off the chimney here. Now it's saying 54 seconds. Oh, there we go. We are done. Response, finish printing, file, blah blah, G-code, okay. Went to something else. Yeah, the handles work much better now that they have them. That makes more sense. Build plate. Whoa, fell right off. Just fell right off. We got hooks. good. Let's see. We're gonna go ahead and just plop this guy back on there. There's no like anything to kind of let you know you're in the right spot. I mean, I guess it's pretty self-explanatory. But with like the Prusa, there's a couple of nubs and you get that build plate, slide it in, boom, hits those nubs, you know you're lined up. So let me show you what. This was the first Benchy. And by me looking at it, man, this thing looks perfect. Oh, maybe the first layer? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get you to focus. I'm using a Insta360, so I can't really. I guess I could set up if I do another stream. I got a Sony ZV-E10 that I can do in this little cube. Let's see if it. Oh, you son of a gun, I gotcha. And I could do a lot more better quality on that. This I was seeing, there was like noise or whatever that looked like it was on the wall. I don't know how it looks now, but okay, this thread's in. And now first layer looked everything else looks really clean. Looks good. Okay. Well, that's all I got today, I think. Got to rant. Can rant about tariffs. That's always fun. I'm gonna mount this thing in there, but before I give you an opinion on this, I can say the shipping was fantastic. The packaging, spot on. The handles here that are stuck on with a two-sided tape, it didn't hold up for shipping. I mean, it's just two-sided tape. It's not like the piece is gone. I was able just to stick it back on, but with the heat that'll be coming off of the chamber and everything, I just feel like that could look, this side just fell off. I think that part of the design could, you know, just drill the hole all the way through and put something on the inside. Put something that can stand the heat. You know, you obviously want something that can stand the heat. So, but other than that, I mean, I'm pretty happy. I could probably find a better glue than that, and I could just, you can get that sticky stuff off if you have double-sided tape like this. If you use essential oil, orange essential oil, that stuff works amazing. Orange essential oil. I got some on tap right here. That'll get you sticky off, and it'll also clean, you know, then you want to, you know, wipe it with the alcohol. If you've been cleaning plates, you know that isopropyl alcohol is it's the way to go. So anyway, thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna call it there. We had a successful Benchy come out. We could put it next to the Prusa. You probably can't even tell a difference. Let's check out Actually, you can tell the difference on the first layer. I don't know what else happened. There's some sort of artifact coming up the side there. But it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. I'm gonna play with it. I'm gonna try to figure out, just try to dial it in, just get it to dial right in. The layers look good. Layers look good. I don't understand what happened here, but I did notice it happened on the one that he sent as well. If you see, there's sort of an artifact. You probably can't see it. There's the same artifact on here. It's identical. Obviously this came up, and that bottom layer looks fairly identical. It looks like it. Maybe there's something different here. Maybe I got a different nozzle and that's what it is. This might be a 0.4 nozzle. I'm not sure if this ships with a 0.6 nozzle. I'll check it out. I'm gonna mess with it. Thanks for coming along. And I'll try to be better with putting out videos. I can't promise that. I'm learning everything right now. This is the year. I will be putting more videos out more regularly once I start settling in. I just built this studio. I got stuff put in place. I have a lot of stuff that I want to do and I want to learn, and it's just, it takes a lot longer to do things when you're videoing it. That's okay. That's okay. But time right now where I work a 40-hour-a-week job, I have other things that I'm doing as well. Obviously, we all are living, and I'm trying to learn the CAD. You know, watching somebody bash their head against the keyboard trying to figure that out is probably not any sort of entertainment that you can have. But 3D printing has become a passion now. Like, I want to be able to change this into my full-time job. Don't know how many printers it would take. I'm not sure that spending the money on a premium printer would be practical. It's going to depend on the products that the people want, you know, products you can sell. Ways to be able to separate myself from the crowd of people who just print designs, whether it be, you know, anything online. I don't particularly like that. That doesn't seem like it's I would rather do functional prints, stuff that you can use, that you need, not just something you like, you know. Maybe I'll do armor or whatever, like cosplay armor, just to be able to do it. But there's people who do that their whole career and stuff like that, and that's why these people are going to be more the Bambu Labs kind of people who don't mind closed source because they're not making their own designs. And I mean, Bambus have great printers and stuff like that, but you can't deny that they force you on a cloud service. This at least does not make me go on cloud service, but it does make me go online. And I realized that I really like the fact that I could just plug a USB into that and print from it. This can be completely, just plug it into the wall, throw a USB on there, and print away. And I think that's almost a must right now. If there's a way that I can hack this thing into doing that, I might consider. But that is okay. It's better than the Wi-Fi, but I wish it could be completely offline. I wish I just did not need to hook this up to the internet at all whatsoever. So I'll look forward to. I mean, that's things that I'm gonna learn, and you know, I believe his next printer that Construct 3D is coming out with will have a USB, so you can be completely off grid. But the next printer is going to be in the $10,000 price range, 10,000 US dollar, which is, that's up there. That's right up there. And to consider that, that opens up a whole new book of printers that you gotta look at. Like, how does it stand out? This looks solid. This frame is solid. The look is beautiful. The print was perfect. There's a few things that I'm just gonna have to get used to, like the build plate not lining up. You have to line it up. There's not necessarily a guide to line it up, which isn't bad. I'm trying to scratch for bad things to say, but or maybe some negative things, but so far the print, the quality has been good, and I'm looking forward to really getting this thing to the test. Maybe now that I'm going to be on the Orca slicer, I'm going to have to learn that. I'm going to try some of the torture tests that they probably have built in, and we'll really put this thing to the test and see what we can do. Anyway, y'all have a good night. We will talk to you next time. I don't know when it's going to be, but I will have an update on the Construct 3D's C1. Thank you.